Luke. And for those who don't know me, my name is Oonagh Ward. I'm the Head of Research and Innovation Infrastructures at the HRB. And I'm going to talk to you today with my colleague Sónia on the HRB's rapid response mechanism to support Ukrainian researchers. I'll talk you through the background and the ambition of the scheme before handing over to Sónia, who shares the responsibility for centrally coordinating the review and application process for this scheme within the HRB. And she's going to talk to you about how to apply and what you can apply for. So to start with, the HRB and colleagues here on this call, we condemned the Russian invasion of the Ukraine, and to show solidarity and support for Ukrainians, we worked together to look at opportunities and real-time opportunities that we could provide for displaced health-related researchers and technical staff from the Ukraine. And we did this by creatively coming up with a supplemental scheme for existing HRB-funded awards. And we implemented a rolling deadline, meaning that there's not one fixed deadline for this call, it's open. Not like other grant schemes that we would run. It has a shortened application form and an expedited review process. And all of this was to ensure that we could react with urgency and streamline supports to ensure that we could provide these opportunities. It builds on supports that have been introduced by the Irish government departments and other colleagues in agencies on this call today, such as the Central Helpdesk, the mentoring scheme, and other funding opportunities that our funders will talk through. So in terms of the ambition of the HRB scheme, we want to support displaced health researchers and technical staff from the Ukraine. We're happy to do this at any career stage, and we do this by enabling supplemental funds to grants that already exist within the Irish system. And by joining Ukrainian researchers with these awards, we will enable them to integrate swiftly into the Irish research system, to be able to continue their own research work and hopefully sustain a research career and their development at this time, but also adding value to research projects that currently exist and are in the system at the moment. So in terms of scope, principal investigators of eligible HRB grants can request supplemental funding for a 12-month period. And that funding is there to support named individuals. It may be one individual or a number of individuals that are available to work on that grant. And these researchers need to be located in the Republic of Ireland at the time and have evidence of their temporary protection directive. And this is to speed up and to make these opportunities real. The activities that are funded should really relate to the individual and also add value to the original award objectives. And the review criteria that we were using within our streamlined approach is the suitability of the individual to the activities that are being proposed, the added value that it brings to the grant, but more importantly as well, the plans to integrate and support those researchers over that period of time that they're going to be funded. Like all grants to the HRB, applications need to be supported by a host institution and submitted to us by a host institution. And at this stage, I'll pass you over to my colleague Sónia, who's going to talk through how you apply to the HRB for this scheme.
Thanks, Sónia. Good afternoon, everyone. So going on to how to apply, the eligible lead applicants can see the option to apply to this scheme on their GEMS portal page. The OC solution for this application needs to be the same as the active HRB award that this will be associated with. We will need to know as well the lead applicant details and the Ukrainian researcher details. For this, we ask their identification, their academic and professional qualifications, as well as the last research-related job that they had, and the professional experience that is specifically relevant for this application. In terms of the HRB award, we will need to know what award it will refer to, what work has been done until the moment of this submission, as well as the work that needs to be still to be done until the end of the award, and detail on the additional work that is being proposed to be added to the active award that is already funded by the HRB. This detail will also include the added value of the proposed work, not only to the active award and the research that is already being done, but as well to the researchers that will be applying to work under this scheme. And these can also should also include the plans to integrate the researcher and on the team, as well as what support will be available for them, for example, in terms of languages classes, of skill development, or as well networking opportunities. In terms of the project budget, the next slide, please, what can be applied for? So you can apply for a salary contribution, running costs of up to 15,000 euros per individual, equipment until up to 2,000 euros, dissemination costs until 3,000 euros, and also a percentage of the total direct modified costs in terms of overheads contributions. In terms of the review process, as Oonagh already said, this is a call that is open on a rolling basis, so there is no deadline. You can apply whenever it suits you best. And these applications, we aim to review them as in real time as soon as we receive them in an expedited process. Once we review them and recommend the approval for our executive team, we will be issuing a letter of variation that will be linked to the active HRB award. And we expect to have a turnaround of around up to a maximum of four working weeks at maximum to provide a swift response to the applicants. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them at the end of the session. But if you also want to contact us by email, here is the email box for Ucrisis, this Ucrisis call. And both myself and Peter will be very glad to help you sort out